Welcome back to the Anthony Lee Crypto Channel. We are live on this Friday morning. We are short. I'm early today, guys. That's because my messages are blowing up with this price action. Everybody's freaking out. Are we dumping? Are we pumping? I'm like, let's just jump on here and try to figure this thing out. How are we this morning? What do we got going on to the Anthony Lee Crypto crew? I know we're early, so we may be a little short-handed today, but you know, is what it is, guys. We're here trying to give you some answers. We've been trading like wild men today. All kinds of trades going on. Let's take a look at some of our trades today, guys. First of all, let's see who's here. How are we doing? Max, you're always the first one in chat, brother. Always the first one. I like it. Early bird. Kat says you're early this morning. Yeah, we're early. You know, nothing else to do really. Bitcoin getting another little move down here. Nothing else really to do. And we're trying to give you guys some answers because the price action has been pretty volatile today. And it's only going to get worse or better depending on how you're looking at it. But we got the U.S. market is the only market. Oh, sorry guys. Like an eyelash drop in there. U.S. market is the only market open today. And we have a news report. S&P Global PMI comes out today. Now, most of you don't know what that is, and it really doesn't matter if you know what it is. All you need to know is it moves price. I went back and looked. We're not going to go back and look, but just trust me. You can thumb back and see. But last time this came out, a few weeks ago, it came out bullish for crypto, bearish for the U.S. dollar, and Bitcoin in like 1 minute moved $700. Maybe it was 2 minutes. I don't know. But it moved. That's all we need to know. It moved. So, yeah, that comes out at 8:45. So in about 38 minutes, we'll be getting that report. That just happens to coincide with what we look for. You know, the U.S. opens at 8:30 Central Time, and then 8:45 is where we look for a real move. So just kind of really cool that it coincides with that. So I expect a major move at 8:45 today, and you really don't know which way. I mean, you could try to predict it, but if that report comes in one way or the other, it could throw everything out the window. Thanos morning crew. Big John, Johnny number 5. I like it. Ooh, sorry, I just gave away your Discord name. Sorry, I won't give away your real name though. It's not John Smith. I know John. John and I go way back. I've never met John, but John and I met on X, Twitter, whatever, a long time ago. We were, I don't even remember, we were somebody's post somewhere on Algo. We were trading Algo at the time, Algorand, and I was being a smart aleck, and they had posted they're going to do whatever, and I said no. I said not so fast, my friend. I said we're going to go, Algo's going to whatever, and I put the price, and I hit it to the dang penny. I mean, I couldn't do that again to save my life, but I looked like an expert at the time, and John messaged me, he's like, wow, I'm losing over here on Algo. You just nailed it to the penny. And we just kind of chatted back and forth since then. Anyway, Pat Venus, the greatest name on YouTube. Bitcoin pumping a little bit here. We're going to dive into it in a second. Let's take a look and see what we got going, guys. I've taken 2 trades this morning, really 3. I took a long this morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, closed that out already, $624. I'll show you how I got into it. I did not post this in Discord. It was a great trade, and I knew it was a winning trade, but it was 2 o'clock in the morning, and I told you just before this exactly what to look for. And I'm going to show you that in a second. And I'm in 2 short trades. I've already closed one of them for $760 profit. I did post this one in Discord. Told you when I took it. At the time, we were up about 224 unrealized profit. And I told you when I closed that one. So I did give you this trade right here. There's where we were. Boom, we were up 224. That was yesterday. Anyways, guys, in the VIP Discord, I give you all of my trades. So yesterday I went in the Discord, I showed you guys this. Pay attention. Then I'm going to show you, okay? This was on the 1 minute time frame. If you ever see this pattern right here, we call this pig's nippling, okay? You can't forget that. See, it looks like pig's nipples rising up. What I want you to pay attention to is this is a 1 minute time frame, but it works on any time frame, and it is, it's probably the closest thing to a guaranteed winner I've ever seen, but I wouldn't put it at 100%. I've never back tested it, but I take this trade 100% of the time, any time frame. So you have a series on Cypher. You have a series of momentum waves coming down, coming up. Each wave never goes below the previous wave. So this wave never goes below that one. That one never goes below that one. And they never cross the zero line up top. This is the zero line in the middle, okay? When you need at least 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. We're moving here, guys. Bitcoin moving down. We have 5 in this one. We need at least 3. Once you have 3 like this, none of them crossing the zero line, right? As soon as you do cross the zero line, again, assuming none of them come and take out the lows of the other ones, whenever you do cross the zero line, that's your long entry. And this is not the trade I took, but I showed this as an example from yesterday, pig's nippling. See how it looks like pig's nipples? I missed this trade. I didn't take it, but I put this, and I'll be danged if not a couple hours later if it didn't do it again. And let's go see if we can find that trade. Let's see if we can find that trade. Look at my little pig's nipple guy. I think, again, it was on the 1 minute time frame, if I'm not mistaken. I think this was it right here. This is 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, 2 o'clock in the morning, right here. 2 o'clock in the morning, right here. You got the pig's nipples up here. I know it's a weird reference, but it's true. Look, pig's nippling up right there. You see? Ding, ding, ding. 1, 2, 3. None of them crossed the zero line, right? None of them. And then as soon as it did, it came up close here. We'll zoom in so you can verify. It came up close, but it didn't actually cross the zero line. Right here, it didn't actually cross the zero line. And as soon as it did, I entered the long trade. Now, we did come down a little bit, but that's okay. I had a stop loss in play, and my stop loss was below the previous low back here. So I was willing to give it a little drawdown because I knew this was going to be a bigger trade. And I was on lower leverage, so it was cool. And we ran it all the way up to our target, our New Year's target that we gave in advance. Now, I know we didn't run it up in advance yesterday. We did mostly scalp trading, but we did put out this New Year's video. I put on a short 3-minute video, told everybody to go watch it, New Year's trading, in which we called for about a 2% pump to the upside, which is exactly what we got. That now makes 6 New Year's in a row. It may be more. I only went back 5 years before I put this video out. All of them were wins, all of them positive close, to an average of about 2.5% to the upside. So we were looking for at least a 2% move to the upside, and we got it. So good job for those of you who took that. Good job for those of you who identified the pig's nippling that I gave you yesterday. Bitcoin moving down. Let's see what our trade's doing. Oh, we're up 200 some odd dollars. I should take a little profit here. At least that in a stop loss. Let's close a little profit here. Uh-oh. I said close profits. Don't bounce back. All right, we secured a little bit of profit. Let me add in a stop loss. Oh, where are we at? 89, 123. Let's go 89. I'm going to run a tight stop on this. I'll re-enter. I'm not afraid to re-enter. Still moving down, guys. Good trade here. Are you with me, guys? So what are we up today? Not counting this trade. I'd already saved this, but we'll go pull a new one. We're up almost $1,400 on the day. Plus, we've secured another 100 profit on this trade and up another 100 unrealized. So we are currently up about $1,500 on the day. That's not all, my friends. Let me show you. Do you remember on Monday, I told you guys, I said alts are about to pump. I told you guys, I was so confident I put $76,000 of my own money on WorldCoin, a spot trade. I told you guys, I showed it, I did it live. Do you remember? Somebody give me a 1 in the chat if you remember this, please. Just so those folks that are new here, don't think I'm making this up. I can always go pull the video, but somebody give me a 1 in the chat if you remember that. Max remembers that. Good. Somebody remembers it. Okay, let's take a look. I've got the old Kraken pulled up. $76,000. Remember, that was our, Thanos remembers it. $76,000. That is where we were on Monday. Our portfolio value, now we're at $84,000. So we're up $8,000 in 4 days on the spot. I know I put in a lot of money, but a simple spot trade. And I took that off a confirmed 5-day green dot and some other things, but I knew that Bitcoin looked like it wanted a pump. So we're up $8,000. Should we close the trade? Somebody let me know if we should close the trade or let it ride. I was thinking of letting this one ride to about $200,000 actually, and I'm not even kidding you. At least $200,000. I'm not even kidding you. Because I think we're fixing to get a good little altcoin run coming up over the next 60 days. I don't think it's going to be your big, 50x that we're used to get, but I do think it is time to do a little shake and bake on some altcoins here. West Coast remembers, John remembers, Pat remembers, Max remembers, Thanos remembers. Yep. Let's look back at our trade, guys. A little bit about $100 here. A couple $100. We haven't even hit market open yet, guys. Guys, I hope you took this trade this morning when I gave it to you in Discord. I went and gave it to you. Not only did I give it to you, and I'm just encouraging those who are just joining our Discord. This is the VIP Discord. You can get it at anthonyleecrypto.com. Or you can open a ticket on Discord. Look in there and how to join VIP. There's a channel that says, I'll show you. The channel that says join VIP right here. It tells you everything you need to know to join the Discord. I give almost all of my trades in advance. Sometimes at 2 a.m. when I'm one eye on the phone and I just told you to be on the lookout for it, I may not, but that's rare. So I give you all these in advance, but then I go to the Bitcoin chat channel on VIP and I'll walk you through it. Updated your trade here. I showed you we're $200 up initially, and then we were $357 up as I was still in it. I told you when I took profits. Ooh, Bitcoin fixing to move down in a hurry, guys. That was my signal. That was the bat signal that we're fixing to go down. Thanos, I hope you got in this trade this morning, brother. I am not singling you out, man. Let me show you another thing, guys, in the Discord. I didn't tell you this before, and my bad, but when I post this stuff, you know that I typically leverage trade on 20x, sometimes 15x. When you see me at 50x leverage, that means I am either super stupid or I'm uber confident in this trade. One of the two, okay? It always means that I'm uber confident in the trade, but it may wind up to be that I'm super stupid. So when you see 50x, that I'm not telling you to follow me, but that means I really, really, really like what we're looking at, guys. Just like I really, really, really like this. I know you're with me, guys. I know you shorted this with me. I cannot believe I closed out that other trade for $800. Let me show you some more profit here, guys. Don't run away from me. You give me my profit. Okay. All right, we've secured 355 on this trade, and we are still running down. Guys, I didn't even want to tell you. Let me move the pig's nipple. Pig's nippling. You'll never forget it. Pig's nippling. And it works inverse. You can flip this pig around. It works upside down. So if you see it to the upside, it's a good short trade, guys. But that's how we got the trade in the night. I'm hesitant to even show this because I am not a CME gap trader, but look at all of this confluence we have down here just below the golden pocket, guys. We even have a big CME gap down here, but how do we CME gap? Let's take a look. There it is, guys. You see it on CME right now. Let me turn off these order blocks. You see it, big CME gap right there from New Year's Eve. I'm not saying we're going to come fill that today, but I'm not saying we're not. either way, we're positioned short for it, right? We're not positioned short for that. We did not, let me clarify, we did not take that trade in anticipation of a CME gap fill. We took the trade because we hit our dang red box given to you in advance. All of you day traders on the channel, here's your red box. We did go above it, so you should have gotten stopped out. But I told you, I said, if we reclaim any, if we go beyond our red or green boxes and we get the signals we're looking for, which we did, I said, if we reclaim said box, the trade is still usually a go, okay? So we went above it. I mean, the next freaking candle, we came back and reclaimed it with our signals we were looking for. And that's when I told you I am short, 50x short. And that's what we did, guys. So I hope you took this trade yesterday. Matter of fact, I hope you took the trade from the dang green box we gave a couple days ago. You're massive in profit right now. And if you're still in this trade, you're about to give it all back. So you might want to consider TPing or closing this trade out. Because look at this candle. And look, none of this is broken, guys. We talk about this all the time. Look at this. Look at this. We love these big pumps, but when they don't take any of this liquidity, as soon as they start hitting these wicks, boom, 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 gunpowder all the freaking way down, guys. All the way down. And that's what's happening right now. And the U.S. hasn't even opened yet. Let's see what the NASDAQ is doing. NASDAQ moving down. Oh my gosh, NASDAQ got this big victory here now. Oh my gosh, if NASDAQ gets into this right here, guys, that got worse. Look, this might be good enough for a gap fill on NASDAQ. If not, oh my gosh, Bitcoin is fixing to absolutely tank if they come fill this little baby section right here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm so thankful for those of you that took the short with us this morning. We're up about $440 on this trade now, but we've already closed out 2 trades today, 1 short, 1 long. So we've secured almost 1,400 on the day, plus this we're up about $2,000 on the day, somewhere in there. It's a good day, guys. It is a good day, not to mention our $8,000 that were up on our, $7,300 now that were up on our spot trade. For those that just joined us, I saw several viewers just come on. We took this trade live on stream. I bought $76,000 worth of WorldCoin live on stream Monday? And we're up over $7,000 on that right now. So, somebody should have told me to close it a minute ago when I asked. I just went down like $700. Max, I took the short this morning, TP1 up over $300. Thank you for all you do. You're welcome, Max. I think Max has like super volume on his phone because every single time that I post a trade or something, he's a boom. And he messaged me one time, and I'm not saying you should do this, but he said, Max has been following me for a long time. He said he would see my trades, and he would take some, he wouldn't take some, he would take more of his own. And I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm certainly not the best trader in the world. I make a lot of mistakes. I was talking with somebody yesterday about all the mistakes I've made and still make. I make the most mistakes when I'm up 3,000 or 4,000 on the day, because then I'm like, if I lose $1,000 here, I'm still up $3,000. So I try things, but at the same time, that's trading. When you get up so much, you can take certain risks. And you either strike out or you get a home run. As long as you don't give it all back, you're okay. Anyway, Max said he used to take some of my trades, but used to take more of his own, and he was always losing, and he would see me winning big all the time. And finally, he just said, you know what? I'm tired of losing. I'm just going to take all his trades for 1 month and see how it goes. And I can't remember what you made, Max, that month. It was something like $7,000, I want to say, $6,000, $7,000. And that was with a fairly small account. By the way, I was telling somebody yesterday, we clear, and I showed yesterday and another day this week, I showed how much I transfer off. I was really bad. I used to be really bad. I would take like a $5,000. I've done this 3 or 4 times, taking a $5,000 account, turned it into $20,000, and giving it all back in one freaking trade, liquidated, boom. Just years ago, before I learned any type of discipline or risk management, I've done it multiple times. So after the third or fourth time of doing that, I decided I needed to work on risk management, and I did. And I started, first of all, I started putting stop losses in. But secondly, I started, for me, withdrawing my profits almost every single day. And I showed this yesterday, and we withdraw, we average about $1,000 a day in profit. There was a couple days we only had 600. I think Christmas was like 300, but it was Christmas. I didn't trade all day, and volume was dead. One day we withdrew 4,300, but about $1,000 a day. And doing that, first of all, it works for me, but I reduce my exposure to the exchange, right? So I can't do something stupid like give 20 grand back in one trade if I do make a mistake. So I actually only trade with a $4,000 to $5,000 account, and I make about $1,000 a day. So it doesn't take much. You know, I don't leverage. I'm usually at 20x leverage on a $5,000 account, and we make about $1,000 a day. So you just got to take profit. You got to know when to get in trades, when to get out of trades. I know that sounds simple, but you got to know what you're looking for. And the biggest thing for me is the Bjorn indicator. I might close this trade. We're bouncing back. Where's my stop? I'm just going to move a stop loss down, guys. We've made good money today. I just close it, market opens, and see what they decide to do, because they might reverse this whole dump right here. So we got stopped out here. We'll make about $400 on this trade, and I'm fine with that. That puts us up about 2 grand on the day. And it, guys, we're up 2 grand on the day, and it's not even 8:30 a.m. That's insane. That is insane. Anyway, so it doesn't take much, guys. I give you my trades. I trade with a $5,000 account, stopped out. Sometimes $4,000 account. Just depends. A lot of times I'll enter, what I like to do a lot of times, and maybe you shouldn't do this, but I'll enter with $4,000. I'll have a $5,000 account. I'll enter with 4 on 20x leverage. And if it, I'll have my stop loss wherever my stop loss is. If it goes a little bit above, and then maybe, I ran something a little bit and it goes and hits the resistance point that I was actually looking for and reacts, I'll add that other $1,000 in on the trade. Or if we're at $4,000 and it starts going my way, but we got like a point of control right here, a VWAP, and it comes down and I'm like, okay, do I take profit? And it breaks through, I'll add that other $1,000 to ride the down wave, or vice versa to the upside. So I usually trade with 4 grand. I'll leave 1,000 in reserve, and about half the time I'll add that in as my trade goes my way. That's just how I do it. And I take profit early, and I move stop loss to entry very early. And you see that when I take these live trades. I do it for you. So yeah, that's about it. Let's see. Anyway, good job, Max. That was a long ramble on that. G1, is it too late to learn trading from you? Never too late. Never too late. Go to AnthonyLeeCrypto.com. First of all, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord, and then join the VIP Discord at AnthonyLeeCrypto.com, or right here on the Discord. You can go to the Join VIP Sec channel here, and you can join us. Get all my trades, all that kind of good stuff. And another thing, guys, uno mas. If you are not trading on KCEX, you are absolutely losing out. And I know some of you can vouch for this. I know some of you trade on KCEX because we talk about it. But I'm telling you, you will never see me vouch for anything that I don't absolutely believe in. Trade on KCEX. There is the spammed link for you. Trade on that. Lowest fees, only 0.01% trading fees, 0 spot fees, 0 withdrawal fees. No, I've never had an issue with slippage. I show my withdrawals. I've never had an issue with withdrawals. I could not be happier. I should have switched years ago. You seem honest, and it's good for new folks to follow. Yeah, come follow us, G1. I would love to have you. Love to have you. John says G1, he's really good. Market Cipher Trading, how do we get access to the Bjorn indicator? So I have several indicators that I have created. Most of them are free to the free to the free Discord. You just join there. There's a channel that says indicators. You can get those free. But the Bjorn, which is the granddaddy of them all, it's just oh my gosh. Guys, I've told this story before, but I'm 44 years old. I retired at age 44, and there was a strategy that I used, and it required 4 indicators for my strategy to be confirmed. I'd have to have all 4 indicators confirm it. And so it was a lot of hassle, a lot of clutter. But I did it for years, and it helped me to retire at 44. I sold all my businesses, retired. But then it occurred to me that one day, we need this in one indicator. And I created the Bjorn. I call it Bjorn, the Bjorn indicator. And that's the indicator you see on the bottom. And it is available only to my VIP Discord members. So if you join that, there's a channel for VIP indicators, and the Bjorn is in there, and it's free. Even if you only join VIP for one day, you get the indicator. If you leave VIP the next day, you will have that indicator for life. So that is how you get it. You have to join the VIP. And I'm telling you guys, you will never, ever find an indicator better than this. I do use Cypher for certain things, but Bjorn is like Cypher on steroids. Just look right here, like you got some good indicators here on Cypher. You got the red dot, you got momentum waves coming down, money flow coming down, all that good stuff right before this big drop, right? But it's a lot of stuff to pay attention to, and you get this all the time, and you don't get a big drop. So how do you know it's going to be a big drop? I'm on the 15-minute time frame, and this varies per time frame. If you're on the hour and you get this signal, or the daily, you know, it can flippy floppy as the 1 minute and the 5 minute flippy floppy. So. But how do you know it's going to be a big move? Well, right here, when we got the Bjorn red dot, okay, you don't always get the dots the same as Cypher, okay? But you got the Bjorn red dot. As that has happened, volatility is expanding, which means this multicolored line is volatility, okay? We came down below the 15, which means, and you can see in price, when you come down like this, that means price is just kind of blah. And you can see as volatility was coming down, look at price here, just straight sideways as this was coming down, right? You see that? Then you came below the 15, which is this orange line that I put on there. That's called volatility contraction, okay? When it contracts, that means dead volume. But when it comes back above the 15, that's called expansion. That is when your big moves happen, okay? In order to tell which way this big move is going to happen, first of all, you can look at the dot on Bjorn, not Cypher, on Bjorn. But all you need to do, even if you didn't pay attention to the dot, or say you didn't get a dot for whatever reason, I've explained dots 1,000 times, so I'm not going to go into that right now. But when volatility expands, right, volatility is expanding, you see that? You look at the direction of the stochastic, which is this gray line. And as volatility is expanding, that means there's an aggressive move coming. It's fixing to get very volatile, okay? What direction is it going to get volatile in? It's going to get volatile in the direction of stochastic at the time, okay? Where stochastic at the time was to the downside. And if you look up at price action, exactly when that happened, let's trace it up. See the dot? Let's trace it up exactly when that happened. Volatility expansion, stochastic to the downside on Bjorn. Boom. Massive move to the downside here, guys. Easy. And we entered this trade based on that strategy in Discord. We're up over $2,000, okay? Just like that on a $4,000 trade. That's it. That is all the money I had on the line was $4,000. I didn't even think I put 4 on it. I think I put 3,500 on it. Let me see. I actually did it twice. I did it on 2 different accounts. I don't know if you can see this. Let me see. So I did this several times, but it was 162,000 was how much my margin was at 50x. Okay, so let's do, 162,000 50X. I had $3,200 on this trade. $3,200. Now, I did this trade 3 times. Well, twice on one account and once on another account. Okay, $3,200, and we made over $2,000. Was that 50X though? But that's the power of Bjorn. Got the 15-minute dot, volatility expanding. Now, if I got the dot and volatility was headed down, I would not enter the trade. The dot only plays out in your direction if volatility is headed up. If it is not headed up, do not take that trade. And of course, you really should never blindly take trades. You want to be able to have other confluences going on. And at this particular time where this happened, we had just kind of SFP'd, or we were just losing the 786. We were losing this volume spike. We were losing our red box, our target area. So I knew we were probably about to move down, but then when we got the dot with volatility expansion, I knew it was fixing to be very, very aggressive, and that's exactly what we got. It's a fantastic indicator. U.S. market is open. We're waiting for 8:45 in that news report. The short is phenomenal, up 415 so far. Wish I did 100x instead of my 15x. Oh, John. Oh, John. Y'all let John be John. Never, ever do 100x. Not saying I never have, but it sounds so easy when you're explaining it, but when I have to see it for myself, it's a totally different story. Well, you know, I promise you guys, I may make it look easy and sound easy, but I've lost so much money through trial and error learning this stuff. It was only once it clicked, once I figured it out, really once I started implementing Bjorn. For me, I don't just blindly use Bjorn, though. I do TA. I give you guys my levels, right? We have the levels. Let's zoom out. We have the levels. We have our boxes. I look for reactions at the boxes, reactions at the boxes, reaction. Look at these boxes. Every one of them is a winner. And I told you guys, when we lose a box, if we come back and reclaim the box with confluence, with confirmations, it is still a good trade. We lost this box. We came back and reclaimed it. Still a good trade. Look at all these boxes. Look how they hit. They hit. Boom. They hit. Boom. Red box. Down. Green box. Up. Red box. I mean, so I use Bjorn, and when I get a Bjorn signal that I'm looking for at one of my boxes that I've put a lot of time in there, just not a random box. And it's not a box because there's, you know, a 382 fib there. Any one of my boxes is going to have multiple areas of confluence. So I miss some trades that other guys might would hit because they're just tagging a 618. I want a 618 with a volume spike and a daily naked point of control, something like that. But I don't lose many trades, and I'm not bragging. I wait for the better setups, and I'm cool with that because I have an addictive personality. So if I start taking lesser probability trades, I'm more willing to revenge trade and do all that nonsense. You just have to know yourself as a trader. So higher probability trades. Bitcoin getting a little pump here. Glad I closed that trade. I'm out. I am OUT out. Hope you guys are out. I do think we have lower to go, but came in U.S. market open. It's moving it up. We're waiting for 8:45 news. I'm totally cool with re-entering the trade, depending on this news report that comes out. But I am out. We're retesting the trend line that we broke down from. I know it's not a great trend line. You get the point. You get the point. I'm not a big trend line guy. I just draw it so I can say, oh, look at all the liquidity here. Let's run and grab it. What a good trade this morning, guys. How are we doing? Somebody let me know. Thanos, somebody. Joe, did you guys take this trade? Zup, I know Zup, you're in here. Did y'all take this trade? Did y'all make money? I really hope you did. Go join my KCEX. You can do the competition with me also. There's a trading competition on there. We win hundreds of dollars, hundreds almost every single day. Free money just for trading. We just trade. And if we so happen to finish a certain way in the competition, then we get free money. And we usually do. Thanos was raking down hundreds the other day. I got 500 one day. I finished 9th out of 33,000 contestants. That was a really good day. I got 500 bucks free. Just boom, here you go. And I wasn't even competing with them intentionally, but I was just trading, doing my trading. I just happened to win 9th, not first. First place, I don't even know how first place did it. I won like I profited like $4 that day or something, and first place was up like 50 grand. I'm like, how did you do that? Traded with way more than a $5,000 account. I can guarantee you that. Not sure if you saw that post before. Oh, what did I miss? Hawkborn. Hey, Anthony, off topic entirely, but my brother seems to have gotten himself into a bit of trouble. Might be facing some jail time. Bad news yesterday. Any advice other than hiring a good lawyer? I'm the local attorney, guys. Yes. Can I come back to you on this? We've got our 8:45 report here in just 4 minutes, and if I get off on this, I'll miss it, and we could have some serious quick price action here. So how I do this, guys, first of all, let me get the heck off of 50x leverage. How I do this, guys, because I do in VIP Discord, we do live scalp trading to VIP Discord only several days a week. But a lot of guys are having trouble keeping up. So what I do is I already have, like, I'll pull over to 70. So I have, what do I have in here right now? $3,700 in this account. So a small account, all right? This is, I should switch to my bigger account, but I don't have time. Okay. This is my day trade account, which is smaller than my scalp account. But I closed the scalp out for 700 bucks, and I was on the day trade account, and we just closed it out for 400 or 500 bucks. Anyway, I have this dragged over to 75%. I'm not gonna put my whole account on here because I save a little gunpowder in reserve just in case it goes against me. I want to add to it, or in case it goes my way and breaks a resistance line. And I want to add to it. But either way, I have it dragged over to whatever I want. My leverage is already set, and when I get my bat signal, okay, when I get the signal, I just hit the long or short button, okay? I don't have to wait. I don't have to be looking at the chart and then come over here and figure out what my leverage is and figure out how much I want to put on the trade, because when I'm scalping, I'm entering on the 1 minute time frame, and I'm looking for, I'm not sitting and wait. I may have a target area, but I'm waiting for the signal for the reaction, which the reaction's like that. From price action, the reaction, the dot, the whatever it is I'm looking for, it happens quick. So if it takes me 15, 20 more seconds to line everything up before I enter the trade, I mean, the price could have already gone boom, just quick boom. And I missed most of it because I'm quick in and out. I'm looking to make 40 to 100 bucks in less than 2 minutes. And that a lot of times when you get that signal, get whatever it is, that is go for price on the 1 minute time frame. You got to be quick. So anyways, my point is, have it all lined out already. So I'm lined out, I'm ready to go. I'm gonna switch this over to my other screen though, so I can watch this news report coming out. And I'm not actually gonna look at it on my phone because for some reason, the phone updates much faster. So S&P PMI, that's our bat signal. We have 1 minute until the 8:45. First of all, we usually get a big 8:45 reaction. Anyway, just in normal market conditions, we rarely, look at this market open. This is a good sign that we're fixing a dump, guys, FYI. I would bank on a dump, but I am not front running this. We do still have Asia highs back over here that we have not taken, nor have we taken Asia lows. So this could be an eventful day, guys. 20 seconds. You will probably know it before I can even refresh and see it by what happens in price. 5 seconds. Ooh, it's neutral. I don't know if you can see that. It came in neutral. I'll pull it up on the screen. It's neutral. It's a nothing. It hit exactly on target. See that? 51.8, projected 51.8, actual 51.8. Big ol' nothing. That doesn't mean they can't move the market, though. It is 8:45, so let's take a look. A little drop down to the 1 minute. Getting a little, let's bring up Bjorn, the old Bjorn. Look for the Bjorn red dot here, guys. I am expecting lower today. There's the Bjorn red dot, but volatility is headed down. I don't like that volatility is headed down, but we did get the Bjorn red dot, but volatility is headed down. Just be aware, we are short. We're up 36 bucks, 38 bucks. I'm going to shave some profit. This is a scalp old trade. Shaving profit, entering stop loss. It's that quick, guys. That is that quick. And if I get stopped out, I get stopped out. I make 30, 40 bucks. Oh, my profit didn't take. Dang it. There it goes. Okay. We've secured $21. We're up another 30 unrealized. This is just scalp trading, guys. I'm not looking for the home run on this one, although I do think you're going to get a home run on this. Or you could. But I'm scalping this until I get a higher time frame confirmation, like a 15-minute. So 1 minute scalp. We've already made $37 realized. Still moving down. Stop loss is 473. What is my break even? 894. That is not correct. Oh, yeah, it is. So we got stop loss right there. A little bit in profit. Just a little bit in profit. So either way, this is a guaranteed winner trade. We'll make at least 40 bucks on this trade. Easy. We're already up 2 grand. All I did on this trade, all I did, scalp trade, boom, done. All I did was hit the 1 minute Bjorn dot, and now it's reversing. Who cares? We made 40 bucks. It's nothing to write home about, but that's okay. We are not at a target box. We are not at a target freaking box, guys. We are not at a target box. We are not at a target box, so we're scalping. If we come into our targets, we'll take larger trades. There it is, $41 in less than 2 minutes. Moving to the upside, guys. I hope you got out of that trade. Don't let your scalps run without taking profit and setting a stop loss, because they can flip on you quickly. As soon as you enter a scalp and it goes your way, shave some profit, stop loss to entry, and let it, if you want to let it ride, let it ride. If it rides, it rides. You catch a runner, great. If not, you've made profit and you can look for the next scalp. A scalp trade is not a day trade, and you have to learn the difference. Now, we do have targets to the upside, so if we do come up, I will look for a bigger target. So we were losing, the 786 is gone. I'm just going to go ahead and remove that. But we do have a volume spike here, okay? Volume spike, which we just came above. If we come up here, guys, we're going to look for this Asia. I have a huge box up here. Let me zoom out a little more. I have a big box up here. That's the value area high. There's some other confluence in here. When you see my boxes and they don't have lines like golden pocket and this and that in there, that doesn't mean that I didn't find them. I just don't need to then clutter up the chart with a whole bunch of junk here. But there is not a box here just because it's value area high. If it was, that was the only reason, that box would look like that. Okay? It would be hugging that really closely, and not this big, huge box. That means there's multiple areas of confluence in here. Look at this wick to the downside. We will recover at least 50% of this wick, guys. But I actually, and I told the Discord this yesterday, I would look for maybe a little reaction trade, a small tight stop loss right here. You got a volume spike and the Asia high. That comes back to over here. If we get into these spikes, guys, you can liquidate folks fast, and you can really spike up out of here. I'm going to go ahead and remove that. But this is the Asia high from Monday night, Sunday night. Asia opened Sunday night for us, but it's their Monday high, and it has never been taken. We're dangerously close to it. We're probably fixing to take it, guys. We will be laying in wait right here. If we get the reaction we're looking for, I'm going to set an alert. If we get the reaction, I'm going to short this. If not, I definitely will short this value area high somewhere up in here. I say definitely. Nothing's definitely. There you go. We got a golden pocket in here also. GP golden pocket. So we come in here, number one, you got the golden pocket, you got the value area high, and you take out all of these. See this orange line right here? You take out all these wick highs, so you get big liquidations. You do have a massive vector candle up here, so it's a little scary. But that's why we're running a stop loss. We have an alert set on both of these boxes. I just put this box on. I am not super interested in this box. I will reaction trade this box only, and I won't, if anything, and that's not to say we can't turn around and go to $10,000 from here, right? But I would look for something like this, something more like this. And this is where I'd look for my larger trade. If we get it, we might pump right on up out of here, guys. But so when I enter this trade, if you follow me, I'm only entering this on a reaction, and I'm treating this as a scalp, okay? Which might turn into a day trade. So I'm gonna treat it as a scalp. If we come down, I'm gonna TP early, stop loss to entry, and then I'm gonna see if we can catch a runner, okay? But I'm not anticipating that. But it certainly could. Uh-oh, one too many. Okay, guys, let's see what we got going on. Thanks for mentioning the percentage of the account to use for trades. I haven't heard anyone talk about that. You're welcome. No problem. That's just how I like to do it. Like, for example, let's say I long this. Let's say I long this, right? Let's say we long this, right? Let's say I just longed it right here. For whatever reason, and no man's land, I just longed this, right? And we come up here, I'm expecting a rejection here, okay? Like, okay, so I'm gonna take some profit here, right? Come back down a little, and then we break up through it. I might say, oh wow, we just broke this. I'm not saying I will, but I might, and have, and do. We just broke resistance, we're moving up. That is another $500 between our next resistance, real resistance. Let's assume this box isn't even here. Let me add to my position. Boom, and then I ride up there and TP or close the whole dang thing. But you can't do that if you don't have anything in reserve. And that's just what works for me. You got to figure out what works for you. What works for me may not work for you, may not work for your brother, may not work for your wife. You got to figure out what works for you. But I'm telling you, if you listen to what works for me, it is tried and true and costly. I've spent a lot of money on foolish mistakes. Moving down a little here, guys. Yeah, that may have been a whole lot of nothing. Swing failure over here. Wipe this out. Moving down. Let's see if we get some confirmations on better time frames. I'm sure we already missed the 1 minute chatting. 2 minutes. Got a 2 minute dot, but not a Bjorn dot. You didn't get a Bjorn dot because volatility's headed down, so all good. What are the large red lines indicating on Bjorn? That just indicates extreme volatility. The indicator, the parameters of the indicator, you can't go above this dotted red line. So whenever it's maxed out, you get the red. And same thing when it's blue, that means you're maxed out down here at the bottom. You just can't go any lower. There has to be a limit somewhere, otherwise you know, the screen is only so big. So that just means you're maxed out with volatility, or you're maxed out with no volatility on the blue ones. Usually it means, it doesn't mean you can't stay here for a while, depending on the time frame. Usually it means volatility is about to cool off a little bit, okay? It doesn't mean it can't cool off a little and then come back up, something like this, and then come back up to extreme, okay? But it means usually volatility is about to cool off, but it can hang around in here for a while. And same thing when you're at the blue, that usually means, okay, it's ice cold, but business is gonna pick up sooner rather than later. Yeah, West Coast, that's right. Maxed out. And it depends on the time frame. And then maxed out volatility in 3 minutes. Let's look at the 1 hour. You're not even close to maxed out on the 1 hour. So you may cool off for 15, 20, 30 minutes on the 1 and 3 minute, for example. Just cool off a little. But still plenty of room to go on the 1 hour. So once those cool off, you may just a little breather and then bang. Those elevate back up as the 1 hour is continuing up, for example. Look at this wick, guys. I would like to come recover this wick. I'm looking for short trades, guys. I'm looking for short trades, guys. Less than 1 minute. I'd like to see the 3 minute Bjorn red dot here. We got a vector candle here as well. Be a good target. Although we have much lower targets, I do think we're coming significantly lower. But I've made my money today, and I'm not afraid to make more, but I'm looking for scalps right now. I'm just going to scalp and try to catch a runner. Check this 3 minute, and I'm coming right back to you, Hogborn. Let me put you on the screen so I don't forget. See what we get in 10 seconds, if anything, on this 3 minute. Volatility is still in extremes, so we get stochastic to flip down right here. Could be a good trade. Volatility is still in extremes, and stochastic slightly ticked up. You might get a little move to the upside, but I'm not trading it. Money flow is still in the red. I really think the stochastic needs to flip down, hit us with that red dot, and we short. And we short. That means short. That's Southern slang for short. Shoat. We shoat. Why not? We shoated. We're at 50 bucks. We shoat. I said we shoat. Take us profit. Secured $40 in profit. Let's add a stop loss. You got to be that quick with it, guys. You got to be that quick. 566. Why not? Seems like a good price. All right, we've secured $40 in profit. We got 27 unrealized, and stop loss is slightly in profit. We're good, guys. This is, you got a quick scalp trade like this. You got to see what you're looking for. You got a quick scalp. You got to have your button ready. Take profit quick. Stop loss to entry. Get in, get out, make your money. If you did 10 of these trades a day, you'd make 400 bucks. That quick. That quick. I told you what I was looking for, guys. I said volatility, you see it right here. You can see it right freaking here. Volatility is at extreme, right? So I know we're got a good move coming. Maybe not a home run, but a good move. Stochastic was pointing up, so I said not going to take the short trade. I said I'm looking for stochastic to flip down. As soon as it flipped down on the 3 minute, I hit the short button and I said we shoat. Right there. As soon as it flipped down, that is what I was looking for. This would not play out like this if volatility was way down here. You might get a little move, but volatility has to be headed up or maxed out, and it is. So as soon as that flips, I know we're going down. Pretty good move. I mean, not thousands of dollars, but decent enough. What did we make? We're close. We stopped out right here. Made 44 bucks, $45 in 1 freaking minute. 1 minute. That's 2 trades in a row, back-to-back trades. We've made, what is that, 86 bucks? 2 trades in a row for less than 3 minutes worth of work. But you got to be quick with it. You got to be quick. But that's how you use Bjorn. You look for situations, depending on your time frame. If you're on the 1, 2, 3 minute time frame, 5 minute time frame, really 1, 2, and 3. You look for situations where volatility is either headed up or maxed out. And then when you get a change of stochastic, that's where you go. That's where you go with it. It's that easy. It really is that easy. And I'm not saying it's 100%. I do lose trades, and I show you guys I lose trades. I lost a trade earlier today. I lost a couple $100 trade earlier today. $369 to be exact. Boom. There it is. There it is. And I'm still up $2,200 on the day, but that's okay. I closed I had 2 shorts going. I gave you both of these in Discord. I had 2 shorts going from this right here, 2 shorts, boom. I closed one of them. I left one of them open. Somewhere in here, right here, we had formed this like descending, I hate patterns. Patterns, ugh. We formed like this descending little, whatever you want to call it. Triangle, I guess, something like this. And I think, I don't know how I have my lines, but like an idiot, like a moron, we wicked below it right here. And I said, that's it. This is the one. You might can see that. I just jumped the gun. I mean, I was up like 1,500 bucks. I said, this is the one. We wicked below it. And as soon as we wicked below it, I mean, just wham, way back up here, closed the trade, lost 300 bucks. But it happens. It happens. The key is to not give it all back. Don't give it all back. I closed the trade, lost 300 bucks, and it would have wound up being a winner. But I don't care. I don't care that I closed that and lost that and wound up being a winner. It wound up being a winner anyway because I turned around. That's the one we had live on stream that we made $400 or $500 on. Because as soon as I closed it as a loser, one candle later right here, volatility at extremes. One candle later, we got the red dot, and I shorted it back down anyway and made like $500. I showed you that live on stream. So I won back my 300 plus another 200. It's just how you do it. You just get out of the trade and look for the next best. And we've talked about this with several of you. A lot of you would have rode this. I mean, absolutely freaking rode this and gotten down 300 bucks. And then when you get back here, you're at break even. You know, you're just thankful wherever it was. You're thankful to be at break even. So you close the trade and you miss this, right? I didn't have to do that. I closed, took my loss. By the time I got back down here, I'm $300 in profit. So I'm good to let this thing ride. I'm $300 in profit now. Technically, I'm break even because I just lost 3. Now I'm up 3. But psychologically, you don't look at it that way. I'm telling you, you look at it as $300 in profit. You're okay to give it a little room to move instead of just closing out and thanking the Lord to be break even. You're willing to give it a little room to breathe. And that's what I did, and wound up picking up another $200 plus by doing this. Psychologically, it works. And that is the single most important thing in trading is psychology. Don't care what anybody else tells you. Controlling your emotions. Learning tricks like that. Close the trade, re-enter if you still believe in the trade. So now instead of watching your drawdown come back to break even, you're watching your account go green. It is so much more rewarding and less stressful. How are we doing on our WorldCoin? Still up $8,000, so we're back up $8,000, guys. For those of you just joining us, we took a live spot WorldCoin trade on Monday with $76,000. We're up to $84,000 now. That since Monday we're up $8,000. I'm gonna close this trade at $200,000. I'm not even kidding you. I don't care if it goes to 10 grand first. I'm gonna close it at 200. West Coast have trouble bouncing back psychologically from a bad trade. You got to get up and walk away sometimes. Like I'll get up and go to the gym when I have a bad trade. We're moving, guys. We're moving. This could be the one, guys. I haven't quite gotten a 5 or 6 minute dot on Cypher or Bjorn. I would like to see that for a possible larger move down. Get a 5-minute close in 30 seconds. Yeah, you got to walk away sometimes, West Coast, and come back to it. But, yeah, you got to walk away sometimes. Even I walk away still now. I didn't today. I lost $300. Of course, I was already up 15, so I lost 3 and just said, okay, what is my, what do I look for? What is my criteria? My criteria doesn't change just because one trade goes bad. You'll never win them all. I don't care how solid your criteria is. There's a 5-minute red dot, guys. But stochastic's pointing up. I need the stochastic to flip down, and we go short. We're on the 5 minutes. Stochastic headed up. You do not enter. You're at extremes. The stochastic's headed up means price is going up. I don't care what the dot says. We want this to flip down. And that'll be confluence with the dot. There it goes. There it goes. There it goes. Now we just need some follow through. Give us some follow through here. We got the 6 minute coming up here in 7 seconds. Let's see if we get it there too. 2, 1. Give us the dot. We're not going to get it. There it is. But stochastic's headed up. Not yet. Let it flip down. There it goes. Stay down. Give it a little push. Just a little push. There we are. We short. Uh-oh. Coming back against us. See, we might lose this one, guys. I don't think so, though. We might lose this one. Flip back down. Stochastic. Headed up on the 1 minute. 1 minute might dance a little. 5 and 6 could take over, though. And a little bit of a drawdown. I'm not going to give it much more breathing room, guys. Stop loss at this volume spike here. Take a little loss. Can't win them all. Flip down. Stochastic flipping down on the 1 minute. Need 2 minute, 3 minute to flip down. Need that to bleed over to the 5 and 6 dots. 6 minute red dot gone. Tried to take profit on it. It didn't let me. That's me. You got to be quick. Even I wasn't quick enough that time. Actually, I got it in, but price was moving against me. Get the push. Give me that 6 minute dot back. Give me a little more confidence. Give me the 6 minute dot back. See, I might lose this trade West Coast, but you know, I don't let that. My criteria is still the same. It's just not going to play out every time. So I just got to realize that I have a winning system, and you just bees like that sometimes, and that's okay. And that is okay. It's been a little more dramatic music here for this trade that is going against us. I'm still coming back to you, Hogborn. I haven't forgot. Right after this trade, you have my word. You got to push down. We got this big vector. I do think we come recover this. I'm not afraid of this trade right now. I may live to eat those words, but the Lord is going to provide for us today, y'all. He already has. He's good. He's going to provide on this trade. I have faith. Sorry this trade's going against us, guys. It happens sometimes. We have won down $100. We've won 8 in a row. like to win 20 in a row before taking a loss. I'm not taking a loss here. I'm going to will if I have to. Looks like it wants to push a little, but I think we're coming back. I think we're coming back. The money flow coming down on the 15. We should have a larger move to the downside coming today, guys. Should have a good move to the downside coming. They just don't want you to go with them. That's all this is. They don't want you to go with them. All right, we're moving down here, guys. Everybody should be, if you took the trade, getting into a break-even-ish or in profit now. We get a little more push down. I'm going to look to take profit pretty quick just in case on this trade because I don't like it as much as I did a minute ago. Less than a minute, we'll have the 6 minute coming in again if we get the red dot. And it should be a much better red dot. I'm going to go ahead and TP here. It is what it is. There it is. Let's throw a stop loss in. 89. All right, stop loss is in, profit is in. And stopped out, just like that. Stopped out. Good trade, guys. See, it came back on us. We made another $40, $39.47. We made it. So we're just racking up trades. Look, guys, we're up like $2,300 plus 8,000 on WorldCoin. But just here since the live stream, we made $400 on the first trade, 40, 45, and another 40, so 125, 130 bucks plus 400. We're up $550 since opening the stream. Great job, guys. Actually, this one too, this $39 one was on stream, so. We're up $600 since opening the stream, guys, in 1 hour. $600 in 1 hour. Plus the VIP Discord stuff I gave you before stream started, where we were up $1,400. Good job, guys. I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud of all of you guys who are taking these trades and learning. Hogborn, let me come back to you real quick. I'm so sorry. And this is going to be way off topic for most of you guys, so just bear with us. I'm going to look for at least one more good trade with you today, guys. So hang with who we look at Blood Diamond on the 6 minute. Got a 10-minute Blood Diamond 2. Ooh, the diamond just erased. That doesn't mean it's not going to show back up. Oh, I wish we'd get on this 12-minute. That would be beautiful. Let's look at the one. Look, this is great. When volatility in extremes, that's when you trade. If this stochastic on the 1 minute would flip down, we could have a big short trade right here. I'm going to look for one more trade with you guys. One more good trade, okay? So if you're not in a trade, if you took the short with me a minute ago, I'm out. If you're in profit, do what you will, but I will at least have stop loss at break even. You got to be quick with these. When I tell you I'm short, when I'm telling you I'm long, you shouldn't follow me. You should not follow me. I'm just a dude on YouTube. But you see my P&Ls, and if you do, you just have to be quick when we're scalping. If scalping is not your thing, all good, no problem. I give you the day trade boxes too. Just take those and let them ride if you feel like they're good boxes. So let me set an alert here. If we break this low, we might be breaking down. What is that at? Let me go back to the one. Okay. Sorry, guys. I want to find a good trade for you guys. Bring that blood diamond back. Confirm this blood diamond. Come on. Moving down, guys. I like the blood diamond. I want to hear this alert go off. Yeah, but no, don't pull back from it. Keep going. You missed the point. Push down, push down. It's not happening, guys. There we go. There we go. We've broken that low. Let's scalp it. We're in. We're TPing already. It is a smaller trade, but that's okay. I'd like to see this 12-minute Bjorn dot pop up here in just a couple minutes. I'd like to see this blood diamond confirm. It keeps flicking on and off. Sometimes it takes a minute for these trades to come to fruition. Ooh. Way wrong way. Volatility expanding here on the 1 minute. Stochastic headed up. Money flow trying to cross over into the green. Looking like we want to push a little higher, guys. Stochastic flips back over here to the downside. You'll be in a good short trade. Ooh, volatility kicking down though. It is very choppy here, guys. We should wait for a little more confirmation. This is very choppy. Price wants to go down. You're under a 2-hour red dot, about to get a 3-hour red dot. But it's very dicey. If you took the short trade and you're back to break even now, it might not be a bad idea to take it. I got stopped out. You saw me TP quick. TP quick, stop loss to entry, break even trade. Anyway, we'll look for a better trade. No more of this 1 minute stuff. It's too dicey right now. We'll look for a better trade. We have boxes. I like our boxes. If we come up, I really like this big box, but I'm going to look for the reaction here. We're about to make a big move one way or the other. We either need to break it down below this value area high, get acceptance back into the range. Then we can look for this. Look at all this confluence, guys. This won't happen on stream. We have the yellow box is always going to indicate golden pocket, okay? If you ever see that, that's golden pocket from this entire move up. But below that, look at all of this confluence, guys. Look at this. First of all, you got point of control that's not even marked in white, volume spike, previous day VWAP, daily naked point of control, another volume spike, CME gap, and a 6-minute vector candle along with a daily level. Look at this, guys. If you do nothing else today, don't blind trade this or anything else ever. But if you come into this box, pretend there's a box here, anywhere into this box, and you're a day trader, you have so much probability and confluence here for a move up. I can tell you what I'll be doing if we come down here. Let's set some alerts right at the top of it. We'll set some alerts at the golden pocket. Can always bounce from the golden pocket, always, but there's a whole lot of confluence down here if you do lose that golden pocket. there's going to be a 786 and a 702 down in there too. So So we're looking for one more trade with you guys. But real quick, Hawkborn. Hey, Anthony, off topic entirely. My brother seems to have gotten himself into a bit of trouble. Might be facing jail time. Bad news yesterday. Any advice other than a good lawyer? For those of you who don't know, I went to prison several years ago. By the way, I went to prison for possession of Adderall. It's true. Look it up. Possession of Adderall. I went to prison for 2.5 years. I'll just summarize. I was really successful. I owned a few gyms. I'm an alcoholic. I'm a recovering alcoholic. I have 6 years sober. I got off on drugs at the time. I'm 10 years clean. I'm 12 years clean. Excuse me. Moving down, guys. So I went to prison. Got a Cypher 12-minute red dot, but no Bjorn. We are moving down, though. $15-minute Bjorn dots. That's what caused this drop. Prison was great. I mean, it was terrible. I never want to go again, but it changed everything about me. I mean, I was reckless. I was out of control. I was lost. I didn't know who I was. I was very successful, so I was super arrogant. You couldn't tell me anything. And I went, and it forced me to kind of hit my knees and look up and find the Lord. I know that sounds cliche, but that's exactly how it happened for me. But even more than that, I found who I was. I had to do a whole lot of self-evaluation. Had to realize who I was and that I was the problem. And we're short, by the way, guys. Realized that I was the problem. I had to do a whole lot of self-reflection. I had to figure out who I was and who I wanted to be. And I never want to go again, but I'm so thankful that I went. And in addition to that, when I was there, you're not supposed to have cell phones, but everybody has a cell phone. And guess what I found on my celly phone in my cell? These little things called Bitcoin and Ethereum that I'd never heard of before. And I was like, oh, let me take a look into this. And that's how it got started for me. So, the Lord provided even from there when I didn't even know it. But I will tell you, they strip you of everything. Psychologically is the worst. For me, the physical stuff wasn't too bad, but psychologically. They strip you of everything. You have nothing. I mean, if you're fortunate, your family will provide for you, but you have nothing. And I tell you, I have never been more fulfilled in my entire life than when I had nothing. Nothing. I realized that I just didn't need things. And before that, I had everything. I had 3 Hummers. I had a boat. I had side-by-sides. I had a house on the water. I had everything. And I don't have any of that now. I have a homestead. We live here and we have chickens and we grow potatoes and, stuff like that. And that's great. That's awesome. But even before that, when I first got out and didn't have anything, I was so complete. I just can't even explain it. I was so just complete. And it's the best thing that ever happened to me. So, yeah, I hate it if your brother does wind up going. But if he, a lot of people get in trouble in prison. A lot of people stay on drugs. A lot of people stay in fights and gangs. If he stays away from all that and does a lot of self-reflection, then he can really find himself and come out a much better person. Take a profit here, guys. Stop loss, move into profit. Taking profits. We've secured $42. Again, we're just scalping here, guys. One of these today is going to turn into a runner, but we're just scalping. Making another $40+ on this trade. I mean, what do you want me to say? We're up like $700 since we started the stream an hour and a half ago. We're up 2,700, 26, and will depend on this trade. We're at over 2,600 on the day. Boom, stopped out. Don't even care, not even a little bit. A lot of people will be in one trade this entire time, and that's great. Some people do that, and I do that with my other account. I have the day trade account. I've closed the day trade, but I'll let those run. $43 more. And I'm only trading, that was a 20x, 40,000. So that I only had $2,000 on that. $2,000 at a 20x leverage, $40,000 margin. I made $43 in like 2 minutes. So I've already made the big dollars for the day. But a lot of people would ride this all in one move, you know, boom, just one move. And that is awesome. And I do that with my day trade account, but I'm on my scalp account right now, okay? We took these trades, for those of you just joining us, we took these trades in the VIP Discord this morning, given in advance, had the box drawn on the chart, given in advance. Right here, I even typed out what I'm looking for here. Given in advance, taken in advance, walked them through. So we took the day trade, and we've just been scalping, and we're up about $2,700 on the day. Most of that right here on this stream. Anyway, John, or Hawkborn, I'm sorry. I hope your brother's okay, but if he does some self-reflection, he'll come out a much better person. You just need to talk to him. Let him know it's not the end of the world. It's not. Matter of fact, I'm telling you, it is the absolute best thing that ever happened to me. I would either be dead or still lost and wandering and headed for destruction if I hadn't gone. So it's really a good thing. I'm so glad I gone. And I learned Bitcoin. I learned to trade. And we got out. When I got out, I was broke. I had nothing. And I started working, and I'd lost my businesses, and I scrounged up 10 grand. And I put 10 grand, my first ever investment, I put on XRP. I think it was XRP at the time. And I just got lucky. I put it on there, and I woke up the next day, and I was at like 21 grand. It had done like a 2x in the night. And I can't remember what the news was that propelled that. It was going into a bull run, so things were just popping off. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I got up and did like cartwheels in the middle of the night. I closed the trade. It was just a spot trade, not leverage. I closed it out. Sat there for a couple days with 20 grand, wondering what I was going to do. I was rich. I was back. You know, I'm back. And then I just decided, well, shoot, let's put some back in. So I bought a little Ethereum. I bought a little Bitcoin. And I didn't know anything about a bull run, but I was about to find out in the next 2 months because things just started popping off. And made a large amount of money from that 10 grand in my very first cycle. And then that was 2 cycles ago, so that was 2017. And then you know the story. You know my struggles and my successes through the 2021 cycle, and then this cycle, of course. And here we are. So I've been doing this for about 10 years, a little over 10 years. I think I started in 2015. And the bull run finished in 2017, I believe. Yeah, so I've been doing this about 10 years, going on 11 years. But I just started my channel a few months ago. My wife is a YouTuber. She in a different field. She has about 150,000 subscribers on her channel. She's always like, you're the best trader I know, which I'm not. I'm definitely the best one she knows, but I'm not the best trader. You should do a channel. And I know nothing about, I lift weights for a living. Like, so you do the math. Like, I picked heavy things up for a living. I was a trainer and owned a gym. I was like, I don't know anything about that YouTube. She's like, but you watch folks all the time. And I do watch about 3 or 4 traders only. I used to watch a bunch. And that they will mislead you. Gosh, they'll mislead you. Most of them have no idea what they're doing. And they don't show you P&L cards. They don't show you live trades. None of that stuff. There's so many tricks. These guys, they're clowns, most of them. But there are some really good ones out there. So, yeah. That's it. All right, guys, let's see if we covered everything. If anybody has any questions, throw them down in. I'll be happy to look at whatever you need. Hawkborn, you're welcome. Behave. Happy New Year, brother. Happy New Year. Guys, did any of you take any of these trades today? And I hope my VIP guys took the big red box trade, especially when I let you know that it was a good trade. We'd reclaimed it, and I was short at 50x. Don't do 50x, by the way. Oh, one thing, and y'all remember the pigs nippling thing. Always remember that pigs nippling. For those of you just joining us, we went over the pigs nipple thing. I'm going to show you because this is huge. This happened twice yesterday. Where did I put it? Must be in here. There it is. It's happened twice yesterday. Whenever you see this right here, where you have the cipher waves going up, none of them crossed the zero line, okay? When it did cross the zero line, that was go. That was entry. That was long. But this works in the inverse. So if you were to invert the chart and it was coming down looking like this, that's a good short entry. None of them crossed the zero line. None of the waves came below the previous wave, right? So they're all in a line here. You have to have at least 3. 1, 2, 3. This one you got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But as soon as if you have at least 3 like this, and then it crosses zero line, that is a good long trade. Extra confluence, you have money flow in the green. See, it looks just like this. Pigs nippling. I stole that from somebody, by the way. I stole that from Jason Casper. But listen, if anybody tells JC I stole this, I didn't steal his chickens drinking water. I didn't steal his pump song, but I did steal the pigs nippling. Because he said it one day, and usually I forget what people say, but I never forgot it. I was like, pigs nippling. I was like, I'll be damned. It does look like pigs nipples. But this trade works, and I took this trade, and this, what did I make on this trade, guys? I don't even remember. You trade so much, you forget what you make. This was a $624 profit trade I took right here. This was the example that I gave in Discord. I didn't take this trade, but I'll be danged if not. And a couple hours later, we got the same thing again with 3 nipples, and then a boom. So I took it. We got all 3. I took it. It was at 2 o'clock this morning. I got it to P. It's TMI. I got it to P, and I saw the pig's nipples, and I was like, long. Back to bed. Don't ever do that. Big mistake. But it worked out. We're just chopping sideways, guys. So we have a red box above. Y'all know what we're looking for. Got the red box above. Again, if you're screenshotting this chart to see my levels, I got the Asia high, got a volume spike right here. I got alert set up both of these. If we come into them, I don't anticipate us coming into these today. But if we do, I am not looking for this box to hold. It certainly could. And I do think we get a good reaction here. Something like this, and then into my better box, okay? If you ever look into my charts in Discord, the bigger boxes are the ones I am more confident in. Higher probability, more confluence, things like that, okay? And I don't mean bigger this way. I mean bigger this way, horizontally. The bigger horizontal box are the better boxes. Now, if they're in the past, then they'll look small. Ignore that. Because this box right here, for example, if they're in the past, ignore the size. Because this box right here, I already know most of these boxes have extended up here because you can never tell when you're going to hit them. But once we've hit it and it's played out, I don't anticipate it working again. So to not confuse you folks, I never move my boxes. Go back test me. I never move them. But I will slide it back over here. I want to keep it here for reference, but I slide it back so you don't think if new price action comes in here, it's still good. So I slide it back. That lets you know it's not good. It's past price action, okay? But I never move them. Even the ones that don't play out, I never move them. And we've had some not play out. This one right here didn't play out at all. But I still want it there. I still want it there. God, what a pump that was. I still want it there for transparencies because I will show you my losses just like I show you my wins. Because you have to know that it's okay to lose and still come back and be very profitable. Just don't, if you lose, do not let it throw you off your psychological game. That is the biggest thing. Anybody have any questions, guys, while we're still here? I will answer anything. Let's say 2 more minutes. I'll answer anything, and we'll look for a trade if anything pops up. Anything. Any questions on anything? Any comments? This is what I mean by volatility still pretty high on some time frames, but it's cooling off on others. We're just kind of cooling off here. Kind of rolling over on some of these time frames. So you know my boxes to the upside. See my boxes to the downside. I don't even have a box on this. How do you put a box on? This is such a wide range. You could literally spike from any one of these. And we still have a dang Asia low down here that was never taken. Never. I don't think we do that much action today, though. But I would have the golden pocket's a box. The golden pocket is always a box. It is a small box. You lose the golden pocket, get out. It didn't bounce, get out. So don't go in a drawdown beyond this golden pocket. Never go in a drawdown beyond the golden pocket. Just look at the 702 or 786. But then you got, oh gosh, I don't even know how to put a box around this stuff. It is such a wide range. What is that range? 88.1 to 87.6. Not really that bad of a range. Only $500 range. This would be a day trade area. This would not be a scalp area. And I would really look. What I would want to see. What I would want to see here, guys. Okay. You got the point of control right here, right? Let me extend that over for you guys. Here's what I want to see. You could bounce from there. I will look for a reaction. You're going to come take all three of these. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, you're going to take all three of these, come into the point of control. That's good confluence. Take these three, point of control, bounce. So I want to see one of two things, guys, and I'll keep you updated in Discord. I want to see you come down, right? Fall through the golden pocket. You come down. I want to see a bounce here with proper reaction and born confluence. I want to see a bounce there to enter, right? But I want to see my confirmations. I want to see my signals. Or what I want to see is you rip through this, come tag this vector, come tag the CME gap, then come back up. I probably won't long here. I might. If I long here, I'm going to treat this as a scalp. I'm going to treat it as a scalp back to POC, okay? Take profit. I'm still going to have some gunpowder, right? Because I don't use all of my account. And then if we break back through and close above POC, I'm going to add to my position for a move up, okay? So I'm looking for a bounce trade off point of control. I'm looking for a wick below point of control. I might long here for a scalp back to here. Add to my trade if we break through for a continuation up. I hope that makes sense. I know it's a lot. But there are so many levels here who have not been taken out that need to get taken out. So I don't know if we bounce trade up and then come get them, or if we just fall right through and get them. One of the two is likely to happen, guys. But I don't know which, and it's too far away for me to tell you what it looks like right now. But you got the gist of my plan. When you draw fibs on a range, do you do top to bottom or bottom to top or both? Depends. I do both, but only in one direction. So like, go down a smaller time frame. All right, so like here on the move down. On the move down, right? We had this move down. You follow me? We had this move down right here, right? Move down. Okay, now we've started the bounce. I want to know if we're going to continue down, or if I entered this long, whatever. I want to know where my fibs are. Where's the good target areas? Let's assume there's no volume spikes and there's nothing else, and we're just running off fib, okay? Never mind anything else. So when we do this, let's skip this because this was crazy volatility. Let's go with this other one right here. We had this move up, this big wick high, this SFP, come down to this low. Let's assume that we took a long trade right there, right? Let's assume we took a long trade right there. Where can we look to take profit? Solely based upon fibs. So I'm going to go top of the wick. Why is this not working? Top of the wick to the low, right? Boom. That's going to give me my, let me erase some of this. All right, that's going to give me my fibs, right? Got 382. I don't like 382 or 0.5. We'll take those off. I like those on big moves, like value area low to value area high when you got like $10,000 in between. I like those, but I don't like them in these little moves. All right, so here we go. We got golden pocket and 786. I also like the 702, which is probably what we're fighting with right now. Yeah, fighting with the 702 right now. So this is where I'm going to look to turn around, okay? So if I wanted to short or take profit, I'm going to look there, okay? So that's from top to bottom because I'm expecting the price to move up. So I'm going to draw it from top to bottom. And what this represents, this is a psychological number, okay? So this entire move right here from here to here, from here to here, right? That entire move, this is 61.8% retracement. So if this whole move is 100%, you have retraced it 61.8% of the way. And they have done studies on this. This is how it was created to show that that is when people start to panic the most. So you're in a short trade, right? You came down, you bounce. Okay, it's bouncing. Oh my gosh, I've got to close my trade. I'm about to give back all my profit. People close their trade, and that's where they reverse it the most often because that's where the most panic sets in, okay? It's a psychological number. And same thing with 786. That's where almost everybody freaks and gets out. That's why you see so much reaction from these two zones. You got about probably 70% of the people will get out here. Boom, reverse it, okay? You got the other 20, there's 30% more. You got 20 more percent will get out here. Boom, so now 90% of people are out about the time they want to reverse it. So they want to move the boat without you. And they figured out what percentage of the move that is psychologically, and that's what that represents. So that's the upside, and you would do the exact opposite if you were going to the downside. So we had just had this move to the upside. I don't know that this move is going to stop right here. It could blast on through to 100 grand, but let's assume it does. Okay, I'm going to put my fib on right here. Let's say I longed this, okay? I longed this. Go down a little smaller time frame. I longed this, and it came up to here. I'm like, okay, pulling back a little bit now. If this thing is going to continue to the upside, anybody who just shorted this, or just longed this, just longed this, now it's coming against them. They're okay, they're cool, and just barely came against us. Probably fixing to blast out. But if it doesn't, about the time you've lost 61.8% of your profits, most people start panicking and close their trade, and that's why the market will then reverse. They've given you a little bit of profit, but they've closed you out. Now they can move the direction they want to go without you. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. So for us traders, we're looking for areas of support where it might bounce because we're trying to think like the market maker does. We're not trying to think like everybody else who loses and gives back 61.8% of the profit. We want to take profit here because it hit the golden pocket. That's where we take profit on our long trade because we know they're about to probably reverse right here, and we don't want to give back our profit just in case they go all the way down. We're taking profit at the 618 because we know it's likely to reverse there, or 786. We're going to ride back here. If you get the reaction you're looking for here, we can re-add to our position and move up, right? Doesn't always work, but more often than not, it does. And if you're consistent, you don't vary your margin, you don't vary your leverage, use the same kind of stop loss criteria every time, then you will be profitable with more often than not, right? You're going to screw up on more often than not when you start, on this trade, I'm going to go 50x leverage. On this one, I'm going to go 10. On that one, I'm going to put in a $5,000 account. This one, 2. Which ones are you going to hit? Which one are you going to miss? I don't know. Stay consistent and take the more often than not trades, and you'll win, right? A lot of games in the casino, the house only has a 51% edge, but they always win because they're going to win 1% of the time more than you, and over time that adds up. Good. For a good short, would you look for the RSI on the top and volatility at the bottom? For a good short, would you look for the RSI on the top and volatility at the bottom for a really good short? Yes, but that's not all you need. First of all, I don't use RSI. I use stochastic. And I know the stochastic RSI and all that, but whatever. I get what you're saying. Yes. So, for example, we're in a 3-minute time frame. For example, right here, you got stochastic at the bottom. I see what you're saying. Stochastic at the bottom. Well, hang on. It works either way. What I want, I don't really care where volatility is. I want volatility headed up. Either way, whether it's headed up from the bottom or whether it's headed up from the middle or whether it's already up from the top. As long as it's headed up from the bottom is great. That means you have more room to run in the direction, but it doesn't really matter. As long as you're headed up, period, that means volatility is increasing. It doesn't matter really where you're coming from. Now, the larger moves tend to come from the bottom up, but they don't have to. Like right here, let's move up, 3-minute time frame. You got the RSI from the bottom. So that means RSI has a lot of room to head up here, right? A lot of room. But volatility is maxed out. But that's okay. Volatility, if I waited on volatility to come down, the goal is to get volatility maxed out. That's the goal. Whether you come from the bottom or you're already there at max out, that is the goal. That is when the big moves happen. So whether volatility is coming from the bottom or already there at the top, it doesn't matter. What you want when volatility is headed up or maxed out already is to go in the direction of the stochastic. That's it. That's it. Doesn't really matter where volatility is coming from. See, like right here, volatility was coming from the bottom, and stochastic was headed down, so you got this little move down, so it got played out, but volatility never maxed out, so it was just kind of it was a winning trade. It was great. We'll take those all day long. Winning trade. But it wasn't your big explosive move because volatility never got maxed out. So I really don't care if volatility is already maxed out or headed towards max out as long as it gets to max out in my trade. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Never take a trade, and I will never take a trade based on Bjorn unless volatility is headed up or already maxed out. One of the two. I will never take it if it's sideways or headed down. I don't care what anything else is going on. If volatility is sideways or headed down, it is a no trade for me, period. And I'm going to miss some trades like that. But I'm going to win more often than not doing it that way. And that's what I'm going for, and they add up. That is all we did today. All I did today was take Bjorn trades where volatility was maxed out or near maxed out, headed up to maxed out, and then all the rest were maxed out. And I traded the stochastic. That's it. That's all I did today, and we made $2,700 before 10 a.m. That's it. That's all I did. And it varies on the time frame. Again, your 1-minute Bjorn or your 1-minute volatility or your 3-minute volatility, those are going to play out a lot faster than if you get it on the daily. Those take time to develop, but those are usually larger moves too, much larger. Yeah, but hang on, say the Republic. Stock can be at the top too, okay? Stochastic can be at the top. If stochastic's at the top and volatility's headed up or volatility's maxed out, I don't care. Stock's at the top. I'm looking to short when stock comes coming down. Does that make sense? So stock at the bottom, I'm only looking to long, right? Long back to the top. Like right here, perfect example. Perfecto example, 3-minute time frame. Right here, you see it. I ain't have to point it out. You see it. Volatility maxed out, stochastic near the top, right? So volatility's maxed out, so I know we're fixing to get a big, aggressive move. Don't really care which direction because I'm not buying and holding. I don't care if it goes up and down, a long or short. I can make money either way. Stochastic at the top. It doesn't mean it can't continue up, but what I'm waiting on, while volatility's maxed out, I'm waiting on this to flip. I'm not looking to long this, guys. If you're looking to long this, then you need to go back to the drawing board with your trading, okay? This is called FOMOing in, and we don't want to do that. The trade was here. The trade was here. The long trade was here. See, stochastic was bottomed out while volatility was high. Stochastic flipped up while volatility was maxed out. Big ass trade to the upside, okay? If you are trying to long that top, then you're in the wrong business. But there is money to be made here, lots. Because volatility is still maxed out. Let's say you missed this. You missed the long. You're freaking out. You're FOMOing. But why? Stochastic's maxed out. It can't max out forever. While volatility's maxed, look for the flip to the downside in stochastic like we got in short. And you got this almost equally as big move to the downside right there. So I don't really care if stochastic at the top or bottom. As long as volatility is maxed out, I'm trading the direction of the stochastic, period. This is the best indicator ever. Does that make sense about the stochastic, brother? All right, guys, anything else before we get out of here? It's a good day. We're at 2,700 bucks. We covered the pig's nipple. Let's look at one more thing. I don't know why I want to look. I want to see where we are on WorldCoin. Boom. We're up almost $9 grand. $8,800 up. I hope y'all took the WorldCoin spot trade with me. I told y'all on Monday WorldCoin was about to do a little razzle dazzle. And we're up like 13%. You're going to miss the boat on WorldCoin. If we do get a mini alt season, WorldCoin's going to go to probably $4 or $5. It's at 50 cents right now. Getting a move down. Let's see if this is a tradable thing, guys. Getting a move down. Where are we at? There is a dot on something. 3 minutes. I gotta clear this. I'm all thrown off. Got the 3 minute dot on Bjorn here, guys. Thing I don't like about it is volatility is headed down. It doesn't mean you can't get the move. But I don't like it. So I wouldn't take this trade, guys, even though you might get the move. This is a good example. So right now, volatility's headed up. Stochastic headed down. We have a good trade, good short. Maybe. Depends on the time frame. And depends on when you enter. Like, well, let's see if I can find an example here. So, all right, so right here, look. Stochastic's headed down, volatility's, it's not headed up, but it's at max out-ish, right? Okay, so it's still high. So if you entered this trade because you just saw this, well, you've missed it. The time to enter was right here when stochastic flipped down, right? I mean, it's already dropped $200 since then, so you can't blind enter. You got to be ready to pull a trigger. So you got to be watching when these candle closes, when the next candle is going to open, and watch the reaction, especially when you're nearing a dot, right? So you can't just enter this. Now, this thing might still rip down to $50,000 for all I know, but if you're scalp trading, you've missed this trade, in my opinion. So you would look to the next time frame. To the next one where you don't have a dot yet, 6 minute. All right, 6 minute looks good. We don't have a dot on it yet though. So I would not enter this. It's not confirmed yet. But yes, so if let's just say like right now, let's say it's 5 minutes until this closes, but let's say this is extreme and we're headed down and we get the dot. Yeah, that's a good short trade. And again, if you're entering on the daily or 4 hour or 1 hour, and you have that same setup and you enter, don't expect it to be immediate because the 1 minute, 5 minute may be headed up. So you may be headed for a little move up before the hour, before the 4 hour, before the daily overpower and push things down. So you got to work your way from high time frame to low time frame, and you need to do that before you do any trades in the morning. Kind of know where you are. So like right now, like let's say I know the higher time frames are bearish, I'm going to look for lower time frame confirmations to the downside. I'm going to enter on those, scalp some quick profit, and because the higher time frames are bearish, I'm going to hope to catch a runner, hope things bleed over to the downside. But see right here on the 6 minute, this is why we didn't enter without the confirmation, because stochastic just flipped back up. We didn't have the dot yet. This is why we didn't enter when I just said when price was right here on the 5 minute. We didn't enter a short even though everything was looking good, because the signal was given 5 minutes earlier. We had missed that. So you don't enter. That's like FOMOing in. We don't do that. We wait for the next signal. But hopefully you catch them. Ideally, if you're scalping, you want to catch it on the 1. As soon as you get it on the 1, boom, enter. Then go to the 2. Wait another minute until the 2 minute closes. Do you get the signal there? If you do, it's dominoing over. It's bleeding over. Then you know, okay, we're probably going to go a little lower because I entered on the 1. Now the 2 is catching up, and we're going to go to the 3. We're going to wait another minute till the 3 minute closes. Do you get the signal there? Boom. If you do, okay, we're good. We're good. We're going to let trade run a little more, and we're going to watch the 5, so on and so forth. And every once in a while, you flip back to the 1 to see if the 1 is flipping back around on you. If the 1's flipping back around on you, maybe time to get out of that trade. Hope that makes sense. You aren't gonna believe what I did. You aren't gonna believe what I did. I can't believe I did this. So when I was showing the example of what to do, I was over here and I had my trade set up ready to go, and I accidentally clicked the short button, but it just worked out. I just TP'd. When we were looking at that 5 minute red dot, I was like showing you what not to do. I was like, over here, I was looking at my screen. I was like, you don't click the short button. And I clicked the short button. But it worked out. It's a big old oopsie. But it was good. In my defense, we did have, actually you lost the red dot, so we re-got it. It just happened to work out for me, guys. It's just one of those days. Things are just rolling today, guys. We've already secured 38 bucks. We're another 22 up. Stop loss in profit or maybe a break even. I don't know. Either way, good trade. Bjorn's a beautiful thing, guys. If you're not using Bjorn, write this down. I know I say it. I've said it 100 times on the stream. If you get the dot, forget the dots. You want to make the move on whatever candle to whatever time frame you're looking at as soon as the candle closes or new candle opens, whatever the time frame that is. What is volatility doing? If you get a dot, I don't care what color dot, and volatility is headed down, do not take the trade. Let me rephrase. I will not take the trade. But if we get a dot and volatility is headed up, I will take the trade. Doesn't mean I just let it run indefinitely. I'm going to run my stop losses because anything can flip around on you, you know. If you're trading the 15 minute and you get the 15 minute dots, trading the 15 minute and you get the 15 minute dot, volatility set up, everything looks good, you take the trade. It doesn't mean the 1 minute's not about to flip around on you and head the opposite way. The 1, 2, 3 minute can run before your 15 minute takes over, right? So look at this trade, guys. Save the Republic. Thanks for asking that question. I got in an accidental trade while trying to do a demonstration. Got in an accidental trade while trying to do a demonstration. I'll take it, right? All this thing just wants to run. Keep trying to shave a little more profit. Give me more profit. Oh, this thing. All right, fine. Stop me out. Whatever. Anyway, that's it. Pay attention to volatility. Other than that, the Bjorn is the best indicator you ever see, especially when combined with confluence like point of controls, fibs, volume spikes, you know, daily levels, daily naked point of controls, things like that. You can combine them with those levels, and it's beautiful, guys. I'm telling you, it's beautiful. Anyway, subscribe to the channel. Join us in the VIP Discord. I love you guys. Thank you for being here with me. The Lord has blessed me today. We praise Him. We thank you guys. I really appreciate every one of you. I'll be doing a little VIP here and there today. We've made our money. Look at this, guys. This is a good trade, a good scalp trade. We've done really well today. Anyway, I'll be in and out of VIP, so shoot me over any questions you have over there. I respond most of the time. Yeah, not a problem. I understand. Say to the public, literally the only thing you need to know, I'm telling you, look for the dots. Just start off with this. Practice it. Small leverage, small margin. Trade the Bjorn dots. Let's just start there, but only when volatility is headed up or maxed out. That's it. If you get a dot, that's all you need to know. If you get a dot and volatility is headed sideways or down, ignore it. Plain and simple. Ignore it. Okay, guys, that's it. I'm really proud of all of y'all, by the way. And I thank you for allowing me to be a small part of your life. It means a lot to me. Hawkborn, I hope your brother does okay. Hawkborn, if your brother needs to talk to someone, like, you know, because I stressed. I didn't have anybody to talk to, and I wouldn't have talked to anybody anyway. But if you need somebody to talk to, tell them to reach out, DM me. I can even give you my number or give him my number or whatever. I'll be happy to talk to him about the prison thing. It's not as bad as he probably thinks.